James Smith at GannAnalysis.net. Today we're talking about the square of 144 as it applies to Facebook, or what I call faceplant. So if you start here, the anchor is 17.55 in September 2012. That's the low from which we start the square of 144. Now, how do we create the square? The square is this, what it looks more like a rectangle. It's just a matter of the scale that we're using. In this case, we're using 2 points per month. So this line here that you see, the red line at 243.55 here in February, it moves up to 245.55. It's at 243 here in February. So I just wanted to show you that the scale is exactly 2 points per month. Now, if you take, since we're using 2 points per month, by definition, the square will be complete when you go 288 points above the low. So what you're doing, you're adding the low, 17.55, plus 288 to get 305.55, and that was the top of the square. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is you can continue the square higher. So instead of stopping at the top of the square, you can do 2 squares if you want, and just, another 288 points up here. Another division here. This is just 1/4 of that next division up. And this might strike you as a little weird, but hey, it has offered resistance. Last summer, in July, it gave the exact high for that month, close to it. And for August, you can see the 1 by 1 down gave you resistance. And as you got into September, it really started to plunge. So 378 was active resistance. And what I told my clients last summer is right here. I haven't changed this. This is exactly what I said. Facebook is still moving up sharply, but watch to see what happens at 378. If it closes above 378, maybe it goes to 450. If it hesitates at 378, maybe that is a top. So we don't have a crystal ball here. We didn't know for sure that would be a top. We did know that it was active resistance, and if the stock can't get above it, it's going to sell off. Now, a lot of talking heads on CNBC will say they predicted this. Trust me, they were nowhere to be seen last summer when this thing was topping. And I don't blame them. They have no playbook. All they have to do is flap their gums on CNBC and offer opinions. I'm not offering an opinion. I'm offering science. This is the geometry of time and price. You're looking at the square of 144, which is one of Gann's most important squares. So this is a quick and dirty lesson on the value of Gann. 144 is important, so all you have to, even without using this software, even if you just count 144 points up from this low here, you're going to get this line here. And if you do 288 points up, you'll get this one. So effectively, you would have caught this high if you'd just done the count. But I'm saying, well, obviously it's easier with the software, but I'm saying here that this was an important top. And if you weren't doing Gann, you probably didn't see this in advance. You had no idea that would happen. But with Gann, we do have an idea. We also know that out here in September 2024 will be an important turn. Now, it doesn't have to be a low. It could be this thing crashes and bottoms here or here in the next few months. It's possible. And then maybe it rallies back and forms a high into September 2024. We don't know for sure. All we know is that September 2024 will be an important turn because that is the completion of the square in time. this 305.55 was the completion of the square in price. And this will be the completion of the square in time. And even though we rallied above the square is still useful because you can put a second square on top of the first square. So, like I said, half of 144 would be 72, so this is just 72 points up from 305. It's pretty cool, eh? So, if you're looking at this and you're trying to figure out, well, is Gann useful? Maybe what you really need to do is try it for 3 months. Go to my website, www.gannanalysis.net. Hit the shop button in the upper right corner, and, you can use credit card or PayPal, and just try it for a month or 3 months. See if it doesn't work on the stocks that you care about. Maybe you don't care about Facebook. Maybe you really like Google, or maybe you like Apple. I don't know. But if you tell me what stock you're interested in and you become a client, I will do a whole range of charts for you, and you'll get to see exactly what the picture is. Does it mean we have a crystal ball? We always know when this thing is topping? No. It's like what I said here. You have to go into it with an open mind, and you have to watch and see what the market gives you. Sometimes this is not a high. It could have gone to 450, right? And this didn't have to stop the rally here. It could have blown right through it. But what we have with Gann is something that's not based on opinion. It's based on science. I know it's a hard concept to get used to because the talking heads in the media never want you to use science. They want you to listen to their opinion. But I don't want you to listen to my opinion. I want you to listen to the markets. And the market is telling you that from a low of 17.55, if you add 288 points, that is an important place to look for resistance. And it did. It gave you a temporary top. The next higher level gave you the all-time high for this stock. Pretty cool, actually. And now we're taking out the one by one. So 243.55. Let's see where we close today, but it looks like it's at least testing it. Maybe you bounce back, rally here, and come back down. I don't know. But the market is telling you that this is an important level to watch, 243.55. Watch to see how we close the day. If you close below it, that's super bearish. You can see this stock has held this support line months and months and months and months and months. It dipped below it here, got back, but it's still a line that the market vibrates to. So that's why I chose 2 points per month as my scale. This is, even if you were just drawing a trend line, you probably would have come up with something similar. But the difference is Gann is spatial. It's time and price. It's not just drawing a trend line. It is time and price. Interestingly, while we're talking, we're at 243. We're coming back to the line. Isn't that interesting? So it is offering a little bit of support here. If we close above it, that might be a temporary low. But, again, I go back to the market. I say, hey, don't listen to Jim Smith. Don't listen to some talking head on CNBC. They don't know what they're talking about. They're going to spin. They're going to moonwalk backwards. Last week they would have told you that Facebook is a buy and you should buy the dip. Now they're spinning backwards as hard as they can, and they're telling you, oh, no, you got to sell Facebook. They don't make sense last week. They don't make sense this week. I'm telling you what makes sense is Gann. Because it's not Jim Smith's opinion. It's not some other person's opinion. It is the square of 144. So if you want some objectivity in your trading and investing, you need to subscribe. Learn about Gann. Try it for 3 months. See if it doesn't work for you. www.gannanalysis.net. It's time for objectivity. It's time to stop listening to the talking heads and listen to the charts, the Gann charts.